Hello. Every morning, every Thursday morning, I'm here at 10 a.m. with You Change the World. And today was a little bit of an adventure again with technical issues. I have really a big need of someone to produce this show. Didn't have the time to recruit someone, so I have been now really jungling with the internet and with the two platforms to be Restream and which one and Zoom to get to stream on Zoom, but I just can't. So you're not very interested in my details, but I want to apologize to you. Trying to do my best here and having really some issues. You see, it's interesting, but every platform we use, every application we use, every hardware or software we use, they're always updating, but they forget that there is a user at the end. So it's very much in line with the topic I wanted to address today. And that topic is everything that has to do with human beings and technology. The reason why I called I created my title to be Chief Humanization Officer. Everybody is a chief at one point in life, so it had to choose that maybe at the end. I don't know when the end is of a career, but at least at a late chapter of my career, I needed to put a title of chief on me because I wanted to also mention that I own my own decisions, in the freedom of choice I have for everything that I do. And chief was a good idea to put because that equals, it puts me in the category that, in fact, psychologically and to understand it quicker, because people like categories and categorize a lot. Then, if I'm a chief of something, I'm a chief. I'm not. I can be a chief executive officer, the CEO, which I am of my own firm, right, and my own practice. But chief humanization officer is a title you don't see anywhere else. This is what I was looking for. Something that represents something about me, also about my mission, my purpose, and then put some kind of a title that would resonate. And nobody told me ever that it was the wrong one or was pompous, pretentious, or whatever. Nobody. So I have been carrying this title of Chief Humanization Officer since I'm on LinkedIn. And I don't know if it's about 10 years or so, but humanization officer, right, has a lot to say about human beings. And there's a lot to say about the purpose of why I'm with you today, or I'm with every client I coach every day, or mediate every day, or clients that I'm consulting with every day. Because they are human beings, and all I'm passionate about is human beings. There are one human being is one universe, is a one world itself. And the world is limited to the planet world. So we are talking about the universe. It's infinite. A human being has infinity of capacities, infinities of creativities, of spiritualities. Human beings are infinite to the extent that we're not only flesh and blood. There must be something else. I'm not going to go there because the spiritual thing sometimes scares people. I don't want to talk about it. What I want to talk about, though, is how do we try to maximize, if you will, our presence on this planet as human beings? How can we be the best of ourselves, right? Really. And I really see coaching as an incredible tool for people to use just to have a sounding board, someone who has been trained to listen actively, someone who has been trained and not only trained, but practiced a lot of it, of listening to someone, understanding the dynamic that this person is trying to describe, the issues that this person has, if the person especially is stuck, because I would say that normally 99.9% of the people I coach are stuck somewhere. And for addressing the issue, you've got many and multiple expertise and experts you can find out there. A coach has only one expertise, and it is really to be able to open up completely and bring himself, in my case, himself, to the client with everything I know, everything I do, everything I have, my experience. And again, more training, certifications of this, certifications of that, fine. It's called mastery. You get more and more used to something, then you start, being able to teach sometimes. It's not teaching here, it's coaching. That means my client decides, my client answers the questions. I ask the questions if I have a question that helps the client finding the answer. That answer will trigger what the client needs to know or needs to apply in a situation. It's very situational. And explore, try, and discover that it is the rescue or the opening needed so that this person can get to the next step or to a better step or to the best step in any issue that we're talking about. They are human beings. No bot can do this. None. We can use technology for other things. We can line up different data and accelerate an understanding or a comparison or benchmarking. We can do all kind of things. We can also digitalize an assessment, a 360, as we know, that feedback from different people that know you, that you rate, you designated to rate you, not to judge you, to rate you on a list of metrics that will define maybe something about your personality, something about your behavior, something about your efficiency, da 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 da. There is a lot of things that really you can get, and fortunately, there is a lot of possibilities out there. Only efficient and resolving what you're looking for, if we stay within the scope of what human beings do. Personalized DNA, our soul, our instincts, our creativity, everything that human beings can do that bots can't and will never be able to. They can look like, they can behave like, but they will not be with their imaginations, and there certainly won't be with the top criteria of coaching or anything we do with people, which is feelings. Bots can't feel and will never be able to. They can fake it, but they won't feel. Oh gosh, I love you. I love you. A bot tells you I love you. Are you going to believe it? So it's true. Imagine a robot being right next to a lonely person, an elderly person. And there is applications, I think, already there, and maybe there is bots over there that are able to do this, to be a companion to someone who needs help, not only a presence, but helps cooking, walking. That robot can be a slave, literally, to this person. It's just a machine, but programmed to help that person. And I think it's beautiful. Can you imagine that? Beautiful. Of course, it's not the same as a relationship between you and a dog, because many people, lonely people, are having dogs to have this affection and emotional relationship. With a bot, you're not going to do that, but the bot will make you feel that you have something here with a lot of efficiencies that, in fact, even more than that, will learn you so much and so well that it will adapt to you 100% to wherever you need. As you move along and use the robot will learn like a machine learning technology and will adapt itself to you. But it's an itself, it's not an himself or herself. So, okay, I say things that are very basic, but I like to say it. And I hope that you hear it because it's very important. It's crucial, it's vital. That's why I felt I have a mission. Somehow, I'm going to take that mission. I'm going to be one of many, maybe, who has similar missions, but I will have my own DNA doing and accomplishing and delivering that mission, which is to address you, address my clients, address whoever I deal with as human beings. Now, why do in fact, I felt already then, and it's about 10 years ago, I think, when I started carrying that title. And I really mean that title. I really want to really carry, internalize a mission with this title of Chief Humanization Officer, covering a lot of things. I haven't been only a coach in my life, I've been an executive, I've been a manager. So, what I'm trying to say to you, all in all, and I only have 2 minutes left, is because I wasted 15 minutes of the half hour trying to resolve technical problems, is that this is the message. And I was inspired by one thing I will say, because you know it, you know my, if you know me, you know this kind of imposition I have about HR. I'm concerned about how HR is turning out to be in organizations where there's an HR department. I'm concerned about HR becoming an unhuman entity where only processes, policies count. Only because there is one element called learning and development, I'm still hoping that we're going to go back to some kind of a mission that HR has to take care of human beings and being a kind of central entity inside an organization to handle the human part of the company. All the human aspect of the company could be handled by a department called Human Relations Department, HR. But really, it's been lost in many, many aspects, especially the US, I will say, more than any other countries, where litigations are the number one fear that every company, every individual walking in the street has, even more than getting killed or getting a security body security issue. Being sued or suing is much more of an obsession in this country, in the culture, than it is anywhere else. That's why the medical field is jeopardized, and that's why many other things are jeopardized. A doctor would see a patient for the first time, the patient, what do you think the doctor sees the patient as? A human being, someone the doctor would like to cure? No, the first and very first, and it's totally normal, by the way. I do not criticize it. I won't blame the doctors. They are just first feared by being sued. So a new patient walking and moving into a doctor's office is a liability before it is a patient. And because of that, we're going to have you sign all kind of papers, disclaimers, and make sure that the doctor is never responsible. And even you, even if you have insurance and all of that, everything's covered for the doctor. Liability, payments, all of that. You're going to pay and sign off and sign off and sign off. Once this is done, okay, welcome, Mr. Patient or Mrs. Patient or Miss Patient. So that's what I'm trying to mean to you. And what I'm really very serious about is that if we forget the human aspect, which is very difficult not to forget, we're so distracted by all of that that maybe this is maybe one thing that stays in my mind when whatever issues I'm dealing with, and I'm asked to help someone or support someone or a group of people, that's the first thing that will come to mind. And if it's mediation, can you imagine mediation? A robot resolving a mediating? I don't think so. They can register, listen, eventually even sense some dynamics and some voices variations. And if someone says the truth or not, maybe. But mediation is still a human mission that is going to use human faculties and human traits that will be able will allow the mediation to succeed. That, in other words, that two parties in conflict will come to an agreement. Anyway, now that I said all of that, I want to wish you a wonderful day. Again, apologize to all of these that I missed today because of these technical issues. And see you next week for an extraordinary show with a guest. And I will take the hours I need to make sure that this show is going to work. Maybe until next week, I'll find someone who's going to help me with all the technical aspect. I will hire that person. I will be generous with this person. I need help. So maybe that's a good place to say, if you hear me, if you look at me and see and are the person that I need, and you would really love to work with me, please write to me an email or a message on my website, www.andrepolitzer.com.